Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator just outside Louisville, Kentucky. Today I wanted to show you another one of our kits. I'm really excited about this because I have had something like this in some form for about 30 years. And I know today people have a Google Calendar or some other calendar that marks all of the different birthdays and anniversaries you have in your life, but it does not or is not capable of holding the cards that you want prepared ahead of time. So today I'm going to show you the kit. I'll also show you a couple of versions that I have made that if you would be interested in having a class on that or the instructions, I'd be more than happy to do that. So the kit comes, you can order it when you go to my online store. Let me get you that. My online store is jandufour.stampinup.net. You can reach me by going to jandufour@yahoo.com. I have a blog if you're watching this through YouTube. My blog is stampmesilly.com. Normally all of the instructions or handouts or anything that I would have would be on my blog. I would have a link in the YouTube channel, but there are no instructions that I have to give you. This kit comes with everything. So we'll open up the kit. It comes in a nice little box. These boxes are very sturdy and they're nice to mail things in, so keep them around for Christmas. It gives you everything that you need. There's tear and tape. Inside here we have some pretty gems. We have some sticky adhesive dots and some dimensionals. We'll be using all of those. This is the book, which again, I made one of these. It was 8.5 by 5.5. But essentially, if you open it up, this is like an extra card holder, so you can put that there. As you can see, we've done January, and I will show you how I add, that it's a sticker. It comes in 4 different languages. And this is how I document it. I'll put Art on the 3rd because he's my brother-in-law and he will get a card on the 3rd. Now the 2 cards that come with it, there are 10 cards, I believe, 5 of each. This is one of them, which is the one that I will put, and it's in plastic. I know it's shiny a little bit. Here we go. Happiest of birthdays. So I can stick that right in here. And I know I have a card for Art. Now I have other birthdays. I'm not going to be putting them all in at this time. But then you would go to February, and I'll show you how this works. February will be on the back side. And in our kit, I'm going to set the box aside. We don't need it right now. I'm going to show you how to make each card, one of each card. I'm not going to go through all of them, obviously. You get the cards all made. You get the sentiments that go in there. Again, they come in 4 different languages. Here are the English versions. So I'll take February off, and I'll just place it centered on here. And it's as easy as that. Now, some of the additional tools you'll need is either an erasable pen, or I always did it in a pencil so I could erase it, but I've been using these for they're called Friction, Frixion. It's an erasable pen. I've been using them for as long as they've been around, maybe 10 years. But they've recently become popular. If you have ever heard of Rocketbook, it's something that's for, it's a save the planet kind of thing, where instead of sticky notes and notebooks that you have pile up, you write them, take a picture of it, it goes up to wherever you want it to, in the cloud, the email, whatever. You have a document, it becomes a document. I'm not trying to advertise for them. I get no money from them, but I use them extensively. And then you can spritz it with water and erase it. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to do this on here, but it has an eraser. On the 3rd, I have my twin sisters, Judy, Jill, and my son, David. So I can put 3 or 4 names on each line. So on the 3rd of February, I know that I need to tuck 3 cards in here. I have more February birthdays as well. But that's how the book works. I'm going to set that aside, and it's a lovely, beautiful pattern. I don't need this anymore. But let me show you. In making the cards, we'll make the first one. Oops, wait, there's instructions. Of course there are. There's lovely instructions. And as it shows you here, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually 12 cards. So we'll make card number 1. And is with, you know, any kit, either the paper pumpkin kits or the kits that we have online on our store, they are all inclusive. You don't need anything else. In this case, there's actually no stamping. We have some sets that have, and it's, you know, even pretty in the back. We have some sets or kits that are online that have stamping in them. This one just happens to not. So it tells me here to put a strip of tear and tape on the back of this one, right down the middle. And with tear and tape, you want to press it down so that you can take your pick tool or some other sharp thing and pull off the strip. They want you to center it. And then they want you to take out, it's rather convenient. Let me find it though. One of these sheets will do one of each card. So they want you to take out all of the little flowers and the big flower. As you can see, they pop out rather easily. I'm going to set this aside because that's going to be for the next card. Then I'm going to lift this up so you can see it. The black dots are the adhesives dots, and the white dots, which are larger, are the dimensionals. So I'm going to lay that back down, and I'm going to go about putting these dots. Now, I've said in other videos that for this, when I make the rest of them, I will probably use liquid glue, the mono adhesive liquid glue. It's for this kind of thing would work well. They just want to supply you with everything, and giving you a bottle of liquid adhesive would probably be a little bit more expensive for them because of the weight, etc. It's not an expensive bottle. It's 4 bottles, and I've learned that I can make about 100 cards or 100 boxes or that sort of thing. Now, ask me how I know that. I'm going to a one-day convention type thing. So I've placed all of the little ones, and then I need my dimensionals for the flower. I'm going to a one-day convention-y kind of thing, and I'm making some little containers, which I can show you how to make before Christmas, so that if you wanted to make some little presents that you can give out to kids and adults and that kind of thing, you can do that. But for right now, it even shows you the placement. So the flower is going to go something like this. And we'll press that down. Now, these generally come off well, but if they don't, you can vacuum them. See, that one's just laying there, and I'm not going to dig at it. It's, oops, did I forget to put one there? I did. It needs one, so I'm going to put one there now. There we go. Oops. I can't count and talk at the same time, apparently. A lot of times, like I said, they'll come right up and you can just do that. I have a handy-dandy little vacuum that I can use, oops, to pick them up later. There we go. Sometimes they give and sometimes they don't. Because this is stuck to my thumb, I'm going to go ahead and put it where it belongs. Oops, it is really sticky. And this one comes off. This one, as you can see, goes up here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on there since it's bugging me. This one goes right in here. And then this one go right here. And then the only thing else you need is the sentiment. And in this case, it's, oops, not there. What did I do? Am I hiding? This is for the other one. Oh, yep, I'm hiding. They're smaller. It's your day. Now, they did not pop this up, from what I can tell. They just, because it is adhesive, they just laid it down, and it looks like they go over this one. I didn't like that. So, you know, you can be your own person, even though there are directions. And if you don't like the particular layout of this one, I can tell you that between Pinterest and YouTube, there will be so many alternates, including 3D items, if they so choose, to make for that. Now, like I said, I will take out a very noisy little thing, which comes in very handy to pick up the mess. Okay, so there's the first one, and that one goes with an envelope. Oops, that's the second one. This one goes with this one. Now, I fold it backwards so that you can see how pretty it is. Lay this on top. And I know, again, not everybody needs or wants to do this, but I preserve the cards in these clear bags, which I will link below to the specific kind. And I do it oops, I forgot to put the gems on. Well, how silly. Let us put some gems. Every card needs some gems. Now, it has 6 on here, which is weird because they usually do them in odd numbers. I'm going to put 5. And then I will aesthetically like that better for myself. Anyway, you have lots of room to do it. And the reason I put them in the clear bags, if you are not familiar with me, is because I make cards all year long, and at the end of the year, I give them as gifts. So I want them protected so that when people get a pile of mine, I've already given them boxes. They can flip through them without damaging them. It just makes it easier to give, and then they can see here. And if for some reason there was a sentiment stamped inside, I have different sizes of these that I would stamp the sentiment and stick that in there so they could tell what was inside without having to open the envelope. Now, this comes on a template. It's available on my website at stampmesilly.com. Look at, it's under freebies or template. I can't remember which, and you can download the PDF file to print those off. So there's the first one. Now we're going to do what I consider the mail version. It's not really a mail version. You can give it to anybody. There's even gems on it, so it would fool the nicest person into thinking it was available for anybody. But essentially, you peel off the last 2 things on here, and you've made 2 cards with this one thing. So in here, for instructions, the next one down, it shows on the big one to only put adhesive on 2 sides, and they know why, because they're going to be covering up the other side and it doesn't need adhesive. So we'll just follow the directions. I don't always follow the directions, but in this case it's appropriate for me, for what I want. We'll just lay that down. And you do want to press it down either with your bone folder or your fingers so that it's easier. And this one, by the way, has it on all 3 sides. So that it's easier to lift the cover paper off and leave the adhesive behind. Sometimes it wants to fuss with you and not come off. And that is just not acceptable. Now, I've done something on this one that I'm sure you've all done in the past, and I'll show you what that is. But first, we have to do this one. So again, I will lift it with my Take Your Pick tool. Sure I will. There we go. And this one. Oops. This one is in a portrait mode, and as you can see from the instructions over here, it lays like this. I'm going to put the point down here. Make sure I'm covering up all of the white. There you go. Lay that down. And then what I was saying on this one, take this off. For one thing, I've overlapped the two of them here, not drastically, so it's not a problem. But when that happens, just peel off the one under first, then peel off the one that flips over like this right here. And we'll take this off, and I'll show you two things you do. All right, so for the first one, now that that's flipped up, I can put it down adhesive on adhesive. This one, what I did was just slightly go over, oops, let's see, just slightly over the edge. You can't really see it, maybe better this way. And all you do is take it and curl that under. And that's it. And now we'll put this where this belongs, which is in this corner. Lay that down. And then you take the other panel of adhesive, again in 4 different languages, and you take out happiest of birthdays. Now there are no dimensionals on this, but if you wanted to, you could. This is one of those cases where I think I'm not going to put them on there because I will be mailing these. And although you can put some dimension on a card, I think I just want to have it as flat as can be. Now these gems that come with it are sequins. They're adhesive back sequins. And I'm just going to put a couple, but they're very flat. So they're not going to make a difference in the mail. I'd like to put one right in the dot. There we go. All right, so then we're going to take this and its matching envelope. Again, I'm going to fold it backwards, and that's a me thing, not to worry if you don't do that. But I do want to show you. Oops, yeah, this way. Okay. Now these clear bag ones, when I put them, a lot of adhesives are at the top. Stampin' Up! Has clear envelopes that you can mail things in, and they have adhesive at the top. And I don't like that because I have to take these cards out, not frequently, but enough that if the tape is up here as I'm pulling it out, it adheres to the card. So the ones that I buy at clear bags have the adhesive on here, which doesn't interfere with taking it in and out. So I'm going to go back to our book, lay this all aside now that we're done. And there's a pesky dot. We'll open this up, and I will go to February and put in one for my son, one for one of my sisters, and I'll make a different card and put that in there. These pockets will hold quite a bit, and the rings are very large intentionally so that as the volume increases, there's room to put a bunch of cards in here. So there you have it. This is the kit called the Birthday Kit. It's online at jandufor.stampinup.net, and you can purchase that under the kits section. I did want to show you just quickly a couple of things that I've come up with in the past, and I've come up with more than these. But here's a box that I made, and this paper's retired, so don't go looking for it. I made 2 versions. This one just has the birthdays and anniversaries, because I do track anniversaries as well, and you can put all of those there and then put them behind them in the box as you lay it down. And then I made another version if you didn't like that one so well. That was has got this, and then it's on the back. There isn't a fold, and of course I used punches up here for that. And I do have the file, the PDF file that you can print off to make these should you decide to want to have a class. And again, I just stick these in here. It holds quite a few cards. And then the last version I made was something that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. And I had made this long before Stampin' Up! Came up with it. I just didn't offer it as something that I could sell to them, but someone else did, and that was fine. They had it on there for years, but it's just a long version. There's no place to store your cards, and I've just decorated it with, you know, different things for each month. This makes a really nice present. It takes half a card sheet of 12 by 12 card, and I did laminate it, which if you were interested in a card, we could do that here as well. So again, my blog is stampmesilly.com. My email is jandufour@yahoo.com. And my online store is jandufour.stampinup.net. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like to have a free catalog, just email me and I will mail that out to you. I hope you have a great, fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.